Here's the final part of my Grey's Anatomy Grey's 101 campaign, and this is the results, analysis, and what's next. We're starting by looking at the results using Hootsuite, and the Hootsuite really looked at the Twitter results at Grey's Anatomy 101. I had 20 followers, 28 following, and it listed only one. And this just shows my growth and attended, and it went up around the time from April, I would say 8th almost, right over here to April 28th. And as you can see, it started going up as the follower growth continued. When looking at my Twitter, I've had two members follow me that wasn't a part of school, is Rachel Gray, and she's a recent member of of Twitter who recently began to follow me, as well as XXXX, and those are over here, the followers. And I got one favorite. It was the countdown to the end of Twisted Sisters has begun, and that actually just kind of just shows that the Twisted Sisters is something that was popular and truly talked about. So I did 51 total tweets. I had 36 that were photos and videos, 35 following, 21 followers, and one favorite. And these are just some of the tweets that I had. And my blog was actually connected to my Twitter, which actually helped in exposing my blog. I learned that a little too late, however. And these are just some of my tweets, and I didn't really get many replies. I actually helped to use Hootsuite using these streams to help really figure out with my Twitter what was going on, my mentions in my Twitter, my favorite tweets, as well as my tweets that were retweeted. And that's just looking at Twitter and those results. My Facebook, however, is another interesting thing. The thing about Facebook that I found is that self-promoting, especially on my own page, really helped to increase the likes that I had. I went from probably 3 likes when I first started just the community Grey's Anatomy as a whole to about 40 likes when I started doing this campaign. So these are the data showing from 422 to 428. So I had 43 total page likes, and it was a 53.6% increase from last week. I had 15 new page likes, and that was a 100% increase. As you can see down here, it even shows you the increase. The post reach, I had 275 total reach and a 485.1% increase from last week, and I had a 93 post reach, was 106.7%. And my engagement was 40 people were engaged, and that was an increase. The thing about Facebook, however, it was actually very interesting. We're actually going to look at Facebook. So let's look at right now. Right now, today, I have a reach of 142 people who have seen my post, 73.2 from previous week. And that's important because I think reach is very important. I have 43 likes, which is huge. And over here actually just shows you the people that liked it. And right over here, I had 14 likes on one day, and that was actually on a Wednesday. And that's really where it started to begin when I started doing this whole campaign. As you can see, I had a Farewell Christina Owen and Christina like, I had a link like, and that's actually just shows where my increase has been coming from. So one of the interesting things is that this week I was not very active in my posting. I didn't do it very often, and my results took a hit. So from data from 426 to 502, my 43 total page likes, only a 2.4 increase from last week. My new page likes went down by 93.3%. My total reach went down. My post reach, however, went up with 142, 73.2. So my posts are still going strong. My individual posts really do still go a long way, especially I think since because they are so focused on Farewell Christina Yang. My engagement, however, went down 47.1% from 18 people engaged, and these just show you a little bit. This one here is interesting. It's your 5 most recent posts, and it actually shows my reach. And my highest reach is my hashtag Farewell Christina Yang moments that make us love Christina Yang. And I actually did the countdown with that. And that was most reach with 18, followed behind by the Twisted Sisters countdown. And it also goes to show my engagement was 3, however, in the Twisted Sisters countdown. So those are really where my reaches are coming from. Anything from hashtag Farewell Christina, the beginning of a YouTube video, to a Twisted Sisters moment, which you can see down here as well. Those were mostly my biggest reach and where I got the most views. So we're also going to take a look at my posts. and that's just another viewing of it. This really just gives you the weeks, and for here it's just a blog on 4/28/24 that had the most reach with 66 and 2 and 2 for people engagement, which is likes, comments, and shares. And that was actually a blog post about a quote about the future, and that was actually in one of the episodes and talking and focus, and that one really focused on Christina Yang and her future. So still involving Christina Yang. So for people, the people who liked my page, 98% of my fans were women and 46% were all Facebook, and only 2% were men and 54% Facebook. This wasn't shocking to me because when I first even started this campaign, I really wanted to focus on women and women between the ages of 20 and like 40. So I wasn't really surprised by this. And still, even age wise, I can even see that 45 to 54, 23%, 18 to 24, 35%. So really it did hit those main targets I was looking for. For country, it was United States of America, 43% fans. My city kind of were the same. My hometown, Shelton, was 8, and followed by Stratford and Wallingford. For English, my fans, and my English UK fans. So that's just something to look at, and even my reads for my post, my between the 28th, 29th of April, where my biggest post reaches actually. And those were when I really started following and starting to really focus on the campaign and the countdown of Farewell Christina, and it obviously showed in my reach. So my Pinterest, however, I kind of just had 5 boards, 59 pins. I didn't have any likes, but I had 3 followers. These are my followers right over here. For my blogs, I had on April 28th, 1 visitor, 2 views, 21 best ever views, 82 views, and 0 comments. My views by country were 2 in the United States, and my top posts had been Farewell Christina in the future. And just over here, looking at Pinterest, looking at my blogs again, my most popular topics were hashtag Grey's Anatomy, hashtag Farewell Christina Yang, I'm sorry, Grey's Anatomy, and those were my most popular topics that were written about. They're just total followers and shares. Over here is another look at my Pinterest. This is where I got my pin. So the people that pinned my pin, to one of their boards, that liked my pin, that's over here, and the people that started following me. And this is one of my pins down here that someone actually pinned that I created that was on my board. We're going to look a little bit deeper into my blog, however. So this actually takes a look at the search terms for the 30 days, and the terms that were used. It was Burke and Christina, and I got 2 views, and that had to do with Burke returning and to really coincide with Christina Yang's farewell. So we did a nice little thing about that went along with the campaign, and obviously it was popular enough to be referred. So over here is referred for the 30 days is what they use to refer. My WordPress, 7. My Google Plus was 3. I also had a lot of Facebook when I would just post to Facebook, and that's 2 and 2, so that's 4. Twitter, because I found that my Twitter can now be linked to my blog, and that's actually something that I didn't realize until recently, and I think it's a little too late. However, I think that it would have gone a very long way if I had known that in the beginning. And some more stats. As you can know, blogging is very hard, and just figuring out what topics was a little bit difficult. So I didn't do it as often, and especially this coming week was a slow week for me. And obviously, it took a toll. We saw on my Facebook, and now we're going to see it on my blog, May 2nd. I didn't have any visitors, any views. My best ever still stays the same. My views, however, of all time went up to 94 views. And here's just another look. My most popular topics was Farewell Christina Yang with 9, and quotes, friendship, and Christina and Burke, all focusing around Christina Yang, each of these. My quotes was a simple quote about friendship, which coincided with making friends in the beginning of where their journey started. My Christina and Burke focused solely on Christina and Burke and their relationship. And obviously the most popular hashtag Farewell Christina Yang was all about Christina Yang and her future and leaving the show. So everything just kind of circled and focused on that. And I think my results showed it as well. So my analysis was that I don't think many people engaged a lot with my social platforms. I did, however, see an increase in numbers when it came to likes and reaches from when I first started. Facebook was by far my most popular social platform. I had more people looking at each of my posts for Facebook. It did surprise me the increase in likes that I had once I started gearing more towards Christina Yang, especially on Facebook. I was not, however, surprised by my Twitter results. I don't think that I was engaged enough in that platform. I think the lack of blog interaction was somewhat surprising to me. However, I do think it was hard to publicize the account. Again, the Twitter being linked to it, definitely a good way to go about it. However, I was a little late on that. One tool I did find helpful was using my own Facebook account to promote my Facebook page. It went a long way when I needed to receive my 30 likes for Insight. I went from 3 to 43 in a matter of a few hours and a day. I think my success really did come from Facebook. So carrying on, I think that my numbers increasing on Facebook, I found that the word of mouth and using social networks helped to boost likes onto my Facebook page. I think that self-promoting on my Facebook page created results. I think that it shows that my community has potential. The campaign definitely had potential, and I think that moving forward that we can really start something and create some kind of run, because I think that although my numbers are low, you were able to see that the amount of reach my platform had increased over the past few months. You can see the numbers begin to progress, especially when my communities are active. My platforms are very consistent. The increasing number shows that although the community is starting out slow, there's always room for progress. So changes moving forward I would make would be to find a better way to promote each of my platform. I think that both exposure and consistency are very important. I don't think I got enough exposure on each of my platforms. I would definitely have to keep up more with weekly posts to make sure that there's always something new for people to look at, and I would definitely have to look into that as well as take out a few ads as well. Consistency with my blogs is very important. I think diving into the show and current season that is on, as well as discuss moments of the past. I think I focus more so on the past, as with the exception of this farewell campaign, for most of my posts on each of my platform. Anything involving Cristina Yang and her farewell was more so going for past moments as well as current moments, in the sense that this is the now and she's ending her journey. However, I definitely think moving forward we need to focus more on what's coming and what's current. I'd also add a platform. I would add an Instagram platform. One thing I would do differently when it comes to social is definitely add Instagram. I found how popular it was amongst Grey's Anatomy in the community, and I think that I'd be able to engage more with other fans. I would also try to look more into YouTube. I actually used YouTube for a simple farewell Cristina Yang video when I was looking into my blogs, and I actually created a video. See if I can get it for you guys. And this is just a little bit about the video. I just did a nice farewell of Cristina Yang and just little photos about her, the people involved in her, some quotes. And I think that YouTube is definitely overlooked when it comes to social media, and it's something that I want to be involved in. Next steps moving forward is that I would hope to be able to continue. However, with the end of the season, it'll be a little harder topic to discuss, especially in the sense that now that Christina's left the show, it's over and the show is ending in the season. But I think that people are going through withdrawals. They need their normal fix of Grey's Thursday or the hilarious encounters of the Twisted Scissors. So I went the route of a timeline to relive and catch up on the whole journey of Grey's Anatomy, all the way from season 1 moments of the best to season 10 moments of the best. I want to recap the heart-stopping, the gut-wrenching, the jaw-breaking moments. This way, current fans can look at and remember what made them love the show in the first place while they're sitting home missing Grey's Anatomy, and new fans can take a look and see what makes the show worth watching. So really, it helps engage the old fans and really grasp the new fans. So another thing on top of the timeline that I want to focus on and gear this new campaign towards is news. So with an end of a season and a new season starting, I think it's important to keep up to date with what's going on right now. With the new season coming, means new cast contracts, new characters will be emerging, old characters are leaving, there are new plots to be told. I think that now that the show ending, there are definitely a lot of big questions in everyone's mind. What will happen now that Christina's left? What's the dynamic of the relationships between the characters? I want to focus on these questions. I want to hear from people about what they think, what will happen next with the show. I want to make sure that my fans are up to date on the news that involves Grey's Anatomy. I want to make sure that my fans are very informed, involved, and while asking all these great questions and getting answers, they're able to relive the moments and kind of get a whole recap of this season all together. So I think with the end of the season comes the end of the Farewell Christine Yang campaign. However, this is not the end. I think that we can continue on and move forward with the community. We can create a campaign geared towards what is next now that the season has ended. I think the next thing to continue with would be to create more of an informative campaign movement to now inform the fans. So not just allow them to relive the moments, but inform them, let them see the best parts of the show. And that's really where my next steps for the campaign would gear towards. And that is the end of my Grey's Anatomy, Grey's 101 campaign, and the end of my Farewell Cristina Yang campaign as well.